Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're going to be talking about a quality of life we'll be getting in the future that hopefully I would really like them to give it to us early if we're making a new track, which is always a possibility. And that is going to be the Spark Reroll, as well as I'll show some other little quality of life things they have in the Japanese version that probably will be a little bit farther down the line, which is the Spark Selector. As well as we'll look at the auto a little bit in a career run, just so you can kind of see how that works, although we're not going to watch the entire run. I'll just make a cut after I kind of showcase it at the beginning to the very end to show the making of rerolls for Sparks and what it can do for you. So the first thing is when you do the Spark rerolls, there is a cost to it initially, which is, unless you buy a passes, which I'm going to show here in a second, the first one is just cost 30 TP. So if you're complete free to play, you will have 30 TP and you get to reroll your Sparks. After that, it costs 30 carats per reroll, up to 5, I believe. Well, it's a total of 5, so I think you can do it 3 more times from that point. And then you also have, for the Spark Selector, it's 100 carats to do the Spark Selector. Now, there is something in the shop that effectively makes all of that free. And if you want to really ramp up your parent making, are going to be one of the best purchases you can get in the shop. And that is going to be these passes right here. So you have the trait assignment pass, and this is the one where you can pick what your pink or what your blue Spark's going to be. And we'll be seeing this when I showcase it when we get to the section for it. And so it just makes it completely free. You can select whether you want to get a specific blue, whether it's power, speed, wit, stamina, guts. You can select it, and every time you re-roll it, it is guaranteed to spark on that. That one costs naturally 100 carats, but if you buy this one, it will be free every time you do a run. Then you have the trait reacquisition pass. This one makes the re-rolls free, so you won't have to pay that 30 TP, and you won't have to pay the carats after that. And we can actually, I could showcase this here on the browser here. So we'll just switch over just so you can kind of see it. Let me translate it to English. It'll take a second, I guess. There we go. So it says, before you purchase this, you consume TP to require a factor once, and by consuming jewels, which is the carats, what they call them, and there's jewels, you can reacquire factor 2 more times for a total of 3 times. Okay, so it's 3 instead of 4. But after purchase, for 30 days, this is a monthly pass, you can reacquire the factors at completion of the training up to 3 times without consuming the TP or jewels. So it just makes it free. It's the same thing on the other one where you can select. And now when you look at the cost here, the points, it says point, it's basically yen. And I put it in a calculator, so currently, at the current exchange rates, this is basically $10. And it is, if you're going to want to play to make very strong parents, this is going to be one of the best deals you can buy if you're willing to spend any money. Alongside, of course, the normal Uma sub that's giving you those daily carats and all that. Now, let's go show how it actually works and how it comes to play when you're building your parents. So first we're going to just start a run. Now this isn't like some like I'm not doing a correct setup. I'm just throwing something together really quick to showcase this. But we're going to just pick up Maruzensky. She continues to be a strong inherit up to this day here. So we're going to build a Maruzensky parent. And if you were to start like in the Japanese version new right now, you have at least the one borrow that you can always have that can have a bunch of good stuff on it to try and get it into other parents. And so there are crazy ones out here with a lot of skills that you can kind of utilize to help get yourself started in that grind of looping over and over your parents so you have solid ones. So I just threw one that I had randomly in here. I'm not saying these are good. I'm not saying these are good. I'm just saying these have a lot of skills. I'm just throwing them together for the showcase here. But this is what you basically do. You get your 2 solid parents there, just like normal, that you do now. Get your support cards that are going to get you other skills that you're going to want. that you cannot get, whether it's through the scenario or through your main support cards. So right now I'm actually just going to use like the meta ones that I have. For a real parent run, I may use a card that might have a skill that I want that I cannot get when I use my ace cards for my ace run. So this is not like a proper parent deck. I'm just doing it for the showcase because I'm still learning myself on what I need on the Japanese version. So we'll just go ahead and do that. We're going to go right into the scenario here. Now, one way also that is something new you've probably heard about is the auto run feature that can help, especially if you don't have a lot of time to do tons of parent runs, that you can use as a way to just kind of do a lot of runs and just use the law of big numbers to try and get a solid parent, which is let the game play itself. Now, it's going to not play efficiently as you doing it manually, so your parents will not be as easy to come by good ones through the auto. But just based on the fact of the law of large numbers, you're going to have more runs, and the more runs you can do, the better shot you have at getting that very strong parent. And that is through this feature right here. And so I'm not going to, I'm still learning how to set up the auto as well. But when it comes to making parents, you'll eventually want to just have your own customized setup specifically for your parent making. You have, of course, some that are kind of focused in specific ways, but when we get this, you'll set it up in a way that is very, like, or specifically what you need to make it run as good. Now, this is definitely not going to be set up correctly, but it's going to be able to at least showcase it. So I have it to do all the G1 races effectively, very strong, do all those. I want the high affinity, and then prioritize skills after that, and then I don't really care about stats as much. Right now in the Japanese version, getting high enough stats is no problem at all. And then you have like the other different options you can have it prioritize. As well as coming down here, you can kind of have specific skill priorities. And you can just keep adding them in here. This is going to be a long and tedious process now, so I'm not going to mess with it. But yeah, there's a lot that you can set up. And you have the dangerous option here of allowing it to use your alarm clocks. As time goes on, this will be less dangerous as your, unless you set it up incorrectly and you get them stuck on a race that they just keep blowing through them. But this way you can get all those first places to have that high affinity because you can use the alarm clocks as much as you want at this point. And let's see, I think we have everything set up here. Click confirm, we're good. Click start, and it's just going to start playing, and it'll make the decisions based on those priorities. So it's going to prioritize the skills first, or if there's no G1 race, it's going to prioritize those skills, so it'll target those hints as they come, and it's just going to go through. All right, we are back. We're at the end of the run now. I've already gone through the tedious part of just selecting all the skills. Funny enough, this run got almost enough skill points. We had over 6,000 to just buy everything. It didn't go very well because I don't have that many skills. Probably because she just ran a lot of races. But we pretty much bought everything up, except we couldn't double up 2 of the greens. But so you do your run, you get your skill points, you got it done, and you complete your career in that just like you normally do. And you're gonna pop up this screen here. Now, on the Japanese version, the translator doesn't translate these, but this is basically where you're going to be able to select your blue or your pink spark. Now, this is something they got much later. They got the rerolls much earlier than they got this, but this is something that is fairly new on the JP version compared to rerolls. Hopefully, we can just get them both together. But as you can see, I have the pass that makes it free for me. If I did not have that, it would cost 100 carats. Which is why that pass, which costs like, I believe like $3, is absolutely worth it. So unless you like just can't spend money, or you're just someone that's you're just a true free-to-play in all extents and purposes, one of the best deals because of how many carats it costs to do it. And it is super useful to be able to just outright pick one of these that you're going to be guaranteed to get every time you re-roll it. Now I picked her for medium, I think. We were going for targeting medium stuff. So I'm going to force it to be always a medium pink spark on her. As you can see, no cost to it here. We're going to click confirm. And now we're going to... Okay, we got our evolutions here. You select your evolutions. Which are what we get on second anniversary. If we get that early, that's where we'll get the evolution stuff. Evolving all our skills. And now we're going to see our first roll here. A power 2, medium 2, green 2, and then a lot of whites. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go through and nitpick off these whites right now. This is just for the sake of the video. But depending on what you're building, this grandparent, parent 4, you can go through and you'll be like, I need this one, I need this, it's winter, oh, we got this and that. Like, this is just to showcase it. So, we could say, oh, okay, we got this. Now that we have the free rolls here, initially, if we did not have that pass, which it says we have right here, it would cost 30 TP. The first one would be 30 TP. But with that pass, it's completely free on this first one here, as you can see. And one of the nice things is, when you re-roll, you're not losing this one. So even if you have a good roll right off the bat here, if you have that pass, it costs nothing to do this. And you will get to select the best re-roll out of all of them in the end. So if you have the pass, just go through all of them. If you're complete free to play, I feel like the first one that's 30 TP is absolutely worth it, especially if you had a good run. And all you do is you click it, and you will get your next roll here. We got a 2 speed, 1 medium, 3 on her green, and we got all these whites. Alright, this is where it would cost 30 carats if you did not have the pass, but I have the pass. As I said, the pass is like $5. Absolutely 100% worth it, as you can already see. If you're willing to spend any money. Alright, next reroll. 2 power, 3 medium. 3 medium's good. Right now in JP, the reds are quite important. And we got a bunch of whites. Alright. And we'll go ahead and hit the next one. A 3 wit. 2 medium. One of the nice things with rerolls, especially once we start getting our... we're already going to see this with Make a New Track, where our stat thresholds are going to be much higher. If you're hitting that 1100, you have a 10% chance of getting a 3-star on it. And when you're doing 5 rerolls, you can already do the math. You have a very good shot, if you're hitting 1100 on all of your stats, at getting 3-star blues. Now, reds are just as important, so it'll be something you'll be keeping an eye out for. But we got our first 3-star here with the wit. Now, wit, I think, is going to probably be the least important of the group, so it's not all that big of a deal. But I got my whites here, and we got one more re-roll to do. And a 2-star guts, 3-star medium, and a bunch of white. Alright. And then after that, you get to pick. Which one do you want? Reobtained traits. So you got your starting ones. This is the first one I got. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you just pick the best of them. Now I really want to get a 3 medium. Now, kind of looking at this, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here. I don't know what's really a must-haves at this point. But of the ones that I have, kind of just taking a quick glance at it, seeing a lot of 1-star whites on there. Not as many 3-stars. A lot of 2-stars still. But it's 2-star guts. This other one is 2 power. And it kind of looks okay. I mean, none of them look crazy, but I will take that one. And then you just select it. It'll give you a chance to review it. And then you go with it. And that is my thing. And then bam, it puts it there. And that's all there is to it. That is rerolls. This is why I really hope that Cygames does give it to us early for Make a New Track. Because if you've probably heard, Make a New Track runs can take up to an hour long, or longer, depending on how long you take thinking about it. And if a run's taking an hour long, being able to reroll, you're effectively saving yourself an hour per reroll. Because especially if you had a good run. If it's been a bad run and like you just know you're gonna get trashed because you didn't get like certain skill hints, then you can just not even use the reroll. Well, if you buy the passes, you can, but if you don't get the right hints, then you can't even get the whites in the first place. But yeah, it'll just basically save you. Basically, it's like doing 5 runs in one go. So very, very nice. I thought I'd just kind of showcase it to show what we will have coming up in the future, and hopefully sooner rather than later. And I think they should. One reason is because they'll make more money, because with how cheap the pass is, most people will be buying this, so they will make a lot of money if they put it out there. But that is it for now, and if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.